Do you ever feel like your brain is jumping between 5 tabs all at once? 1 second you're working, the next you're on Amazon, then TikTok, then checking an email you didn't even mean to open. If you think you're being lazy, you're not. You are mentally hijacked. And this isn't about productivity hacks. It's about managing the mental noise that pulls your focus away. And if you don't learn how to manage those invisible distractions, you will lose hours before you even realize it. Hello and welcome to With Samar Naeem. In today's video, I'm giving you 5 powerful, science-backed tips to outsmart your mental distractions and finally get your mind to focus. Stay with me till the end because tip 5 might be the one that makes it all click. Let's dive straight into it. Number 1, get it out of your head. All of it. When your thoughts are fighting for your attention and pulling you in different directions, don't try to hold them in because they will end up paralyzing you. What you need to do instead is to give them a place to land. Empty them on a paper or in your notes app or in a voice memo that you can play back. Because what you don't release will run the show. And when everything is inside your head, it all feels urgent. But when it's in front of you, you can breathe and you can choose. This is called cognitive offloading. Research shows that we reduce mental load when we externalize our thoughts, and writing is one of the most powerful ways to regain clarity, and it also gives you something tangible to refer back to. Trust me, this one practice has saved me from countless spirals. If you want to take this one step further, here is my bonus tip for you. Don't wait for distractions to hit you in the middle of everything. Attack them before they hit. How? By brain dumping in the morning, or even better, by planning the night before. When you do that, you're not reacting in the moment, you're anticipating. And when you create that checklist or that plan from a calm and focused state, not from stress or urgency, you're not operating in fight or flight mode. You're in what's called a regulated state. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't let that become another issue. Just let those thoughts out ahead of time. This also relates to something called priming. When you think about something in advance, your brain keeps working on it subconsciously, even while sleeping. This makes it more likely to stick because it came from intention, not anxiety. And that right there is the difference between just surviving your day and actually leading it. Remember, you can't organize chaos you refuse to see. So put it in front of you, then decide what stays, what goes, and what can wait. Make this a habit. You will thank me later. Number 2, if it won't go away, just do the darn thing. I know, this might sound counterproductive, especially after what I just shared. But hear me out here. Ever heard of the phrase, what you resist persists? It applies here too. Some thoughts don't care about your logic or your carefully ranked list of priorities. They're just loud and demanding, like kids sometimes. And the truth is, you'll waste more time and energy trying to push them away than if you just attended to them. I'll be the first to admit, I've had days when a few items in my Amazon cart felt more important to me in the moment than a report that was due in a few hours. Now, maybe that was my brain's way of avoiding the discomfort of the task, or maybe it was just me being human. Regardless, the point is to just get it out of your system. Then you can go back to working with a clearer mind. In my opinion, that's not procrastination. Especially when you know what you're doing and you give it a controlled window of time. This quick release can actually help you avoid bigger distractions because sometimes peace of mind is the most productive thing you can give yourself. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed how the more you try to ignore a thought, the louder it gets? If you've experienced this, drop a "me too" in the comments. Because as frustrating as it is, it's actually a psychological thing. And it has a name. It's called ironic process theory. The more you try not to think about something, the more your brain focuses on it. So, the next time a small distraction won't go away, instead of suppressing it, just go ahead and scratch the itch. Because controlled permission is often more productive than constant resistance. Number 3, create transitional rituals because your brain needs signals. This one's a game changer, I promise. Mental distractions often happen during task switching moments, when your brain hasn't fully exited the last task, but it's trying to jump into the next one. That's where those lingering thoughts of what you were doing, that mental multitasking, that overstimulation and lack of clarity can create more noise and even more distractions. Transitional rituals give your brain a clear signal that one thing has ended and another is beginning. Two of the best ways to help your brain shift gears are, number 1, to create a physical cue, and number 2, to add a short time buffer. And these are simple things you can do, like closing your laptop, standing up, stretching, looking out the window, or even simply changing your seat, changing your clothes, washing your face, whatever works for you. This kind of physical movement isn't just movement. It is mental transition. It tells your brain, we're done with that, and now we're setting the ground to do this. And you can layer that with a buffer, a few minutes between tasks, so your brain doesn't carry the mental residue and emotional charge from one thing into the next. Because we usually operate with urgency, and urgency can breed tension, and tension can fog clarity. The best way for you to regulate your nervous system and regain mental control is to simply slow down. Number 4, remind yourself of the reward and the risk. This one's especially important to me when I feel off, when I have low energy, or when I feel sick or just not in the mood. And let's be honest, not every task is exciting. Some things just suck, but they still have to get done, right? Ever wonder why you find yourself reaching for your phone and scrolling through social media right in the middle of something important? It's because our brain naturally favors distractions that offer instant gratification over tasks that might bring discomfort. When that happens to me, I try to catch it in the moment and ask myself these 2 questions. What's the reward of finishing this task, and what's the risk? This helps me refocus by reminding myself why doing the task is still the better option. And the reward doesn't have to be some big milestone. It can be the smallest, most immediate payoff, like the feeling of being done, the beauty of checking it off your list, the shopping trip after, the sigh of relief, whatever it is. But if the reward isn't enough, I usually turn to the risk, because we are biologically wired to avoid pain more than we chase pleasure. And this is called loss aversion. When I remember that, I ask myself, if I don't finish this, what's the weight I'm still going to carry tomorrow? What opportunity might I delay or even miss? And somewhere between the push of the risk and the pull of the reward, you will find enough momentum to focus and get things done. Here's a pro tip. Write down your reward or reason and post it where you can see it. Sometimes a small visible reminder can pull you back into focus when your mind starts to drift. Now, just for fun, what's a small reward that gives you the momentum to follow through? I'd love to hear from you. Share it in the comments below. And this brings us to our last point. Number 5, give it a number. Mental distractions love vagueness. When your to-do list says things like work on the project or get things done, you leave space for hijacks because your brain doesn't have something specific to work towards. But when something has a number, suddenly it has structure. A number gives your brain a clear target. It says, here's what we're doing, here's where it starts, and here's when it's going to end. And that creates something your brain craves: certainty. Whether it is by numbering your to-do list by priority, or setting a 2-hour deadline to finish a report, or breaking a task into smaller pieces you'll tackle once a day, the point is specifics create direction. And even if you sway away, you're more likely to come back because now you have something measurable to return to, not just a floating idea. And here's why this works. It's not just because it's productive, it's because it lowers mental friction. When your brain knows exactly what to focus on, it doesn't need to waste energy figuring it out. If you've ever heard of goal-setting theory, you'll know why this works. Studies show that specific, measurable goals compared to vague ones lead to better focus, more follow-through, and improved performance. So the next time you feel scattered, don't push harder, just make it clearer. Remember, ambiguity kills momentum, but precision gives it direction. Those were the 5 powerful tips that can help you manage your mental distractions and reclaim your focus. And of course, you can always pair them with the many productivity tools out there, things that can help you manage your time, your energy, or even your environment. These tips just give you a strong starting point from the inside out. As you start using them, I ask you to be patient and kind to yourself. Don't give up on the first slip. Keep at it, experiment, and find what works best for you. Because, as you all know, change is challenging, especially when your brain is wired to do things in a certain way. And we're all naturally different. Some of us are flow-based and some are schedule-based. This isn't about being rigid. It's about finding what supports you and making it work. If you found this video helpful, share it with a friend, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance, and always remember, you've got this. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.